Tonight, Factfinder 12 getting results for a man who asked us for help. He's a truck driver who only has one arm, but now he's being told he's not allowed to drive trucks anymore because he can't get a test done to prove that he can drive a truck. We took this issue to Senators Jerry Moran and Roger Marshall. Factfinder investigator Dylan Doming finds the truck driver is now asking for national changes.
Colin Metzger started driving at a young age.
I started driving with a farm permit at 14 years old.
He does it with just one hand, born without half of his left arm. He's never worn a prosthetic.
Whenever a young kid would ask, what happened to your arm? I always say, that's the way God made me.
It was not until he became a field diesel technician, driving company trucks and 18-wheelers, that he had to prove the strength in his left arm.
The customer's down.
After receiving his commercial driver's license and DOT medical card, he had to take an extra test called a Skills Performance Evaluation, or SPE, that checks for mobility and stability.
Somebody from the federal government came down, and then they had to drive him out. And he had commented that, I shift gears and downshifted better than anybody that he's seen.
That evaluation was also backed up in here by a local doctor 2 years ago who said that Metzger functions well without the need for a prosthetic. But an SPE has to be renewed every 24 months by an orthopedic surgeon. Well, the last doctor to perform an SPE on Metzger has since retired. And now he says he can't find a doctor in the area who can complete the evaluation.
Because it's required by the government, you would think most orthopedic surgeons or physiatrists would know what it was.
The federal government lists available doctors in the Wichita area, but they've called every one of them.
It's 12 pages of results.
And nothing.
They either don't do them, they don't know what they are, or they won't do them for myself because I'm not their patient.
As a result, Metzger can't drive his truck. Now his company is behind on calls. He now questions why a 2-year renewal is required for someone who has proven he can drive without any limitations.
I think a one-and-done thing would be appropriate, especially for people like me.
And get him back on the road. For Factfinder 12, I'm Dylan Doming.
Marshall and Moran's office both gave us contacts to give to Metzger so he can hopefully get this issue resolved. Metzger did tell us that he does have an appointment set up with the doctor next week, but it's not guaranteed that he can get this test done. 4 months later, still no clean water for their home and few answers from the state. But now a Kansas lawmaker promising to Factfinder 12 a Butler County family has not been forgotten. It's a story we've been investigating from the beginning, when a family's only water source had been contaminated with oil. Factfinder investigator Brandon Sitt shares the family's update and how lawmakers are responding.
Since September, I've just been getting lip service from all the agencies and the committee on this.
Jenna Krob has asked for help since oil was found in their water 4 months ago, but still has no help from the state.
They are looking into possible outcomes or solutions, but I don't need looking right now, I need doing.
According to reports provided to the Krobs, the oil that contaminated their only water source is from historic drilling, so any current operations are not responsible. Vess Oil Company stepped in to help the Krobs, but that assistance is coming to an end.
They're withdrawing their assistance with the mobile home and generator and leaving us the 3,000 gallon water tank, and there's still nothing done from the government. The only assistance we've gotten from the state, the KDHE, KCC, the government, state representatives, is 5-gallon water jug service from Culligan.
State Representative Christy Williams represents this area southwest of Augusta. She calls this situation unique, and she hopes that the state will come up with a temporary and a permanent solution sooner than later.
They're not being abandoned. We do very much care about finding a solution.
Williams hopes the final solution for the family is rural water, but that will take time.
Whether it takes 1 year, 2 years, or 3, hopefully not longer than that, I want to see a solution that everybody is satisfied with.
It's time that might be running out for the Crobs.
We're at the point where we are going to eventually have to walk away. We can't live like this forever.
For Factfinder Investigates, I'm Brandon Stitt.
With the oil company now removing the mobile home from their property, the Crobs are now working to repipe their home and also replace the appliances that were ruined by the oil.
It's not, like a lost Christmas letter to Santa. This is my mom.
It's hard to comprehend. It's been so hard on our family.
Families across the country are angry with the U.S. Postal Service after their loved one's ashes were lost in the mail. That story next on Factfinder Investigates.